and welcome to Culture on 924 News. I'm Oded Grober. Thank you for joining me. Today on our program, we'll host the Israeli blues musician Lazer Lloyd to talk about his unique journey and, of course, hear him play for us here in the studio. And we'll discuss the book Catch the Jew and what hides behind this catchy title. Lazer Lloyd is a blues musician considered one of Israel's top guitar players. Born in Connecticut, Lloyd has had a successful music career, opening for Johnny Winter, Prince, and Snowy White. He discovered religion after playing with Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach and later moved to Israel. This year, he will release his fourth studio album, simply titled Lazer Lloyd. I'm very happy to have him here in the studio. Great to have you, Lazer.
Hey, great to be here.
So I have to ask, blues, the blues sounds conjure different places to mind than Israel.
Yeah, you would think that, but the truth is the early blues, the early slaves and the early blues, were very connected to the Bible. Mm-hmm. And they were always singing, Jeremiah and all these things. But if you really look back for the source of the content of the words, the blues words,
right,
of the searching, the struggle in life, things between women and all sorts of family problems. King David in the Psalms, he's the first blues singer. So right here we had the first blues singer for me, because he had everything: women problems, his son wanted to kill him, all the suffering of the world, he deals with it.
Right. So for you, when you play the blues, religion plays a role in there. There is a connection.
Sure. I grew up as a secular Jew in America, and for me, my father always had the blues and jazz on the radio.
Right.
This was the deepest thing I'd ever heard. The blues for me was my religion. When I heard Albert King say, everybody wants to go to heaven, nobody wants to die, everybody wants to tell the truth, hear the truth, but everybody wants to tell a lie. The blues is very deep, mixed in with, sometimes it just becomes over and over again the same shallow lyrical content of, hey, my baby left me, but that's not the real blues. That's part of the blues, but the blues was deep,
Yeah. So, but when you became religious,
so I didn't we don't want to be religious. We only take the first half.
What's that?
Shlomo, we want to be real.
All right.
We want to be real.
Okay.
Okay.
When you, how should I put it, decided to
be more real.
In Shlomo Carlebach's footsteps.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I think that works.
I don't do that as also. I take some of his things.
All right.
He was a hippie, a Jewish hippie, and I was also a young hippie. So, but I also always felt that my hippie friends and hippie culture, it was like there was something missing. It was deep in a way. It was rejecting, materialism and all these things. It was this unity thing, but it wasn't deep enough for me. So I met Shlomo Carlebach, and I said, wow, he was like a deep hippie.
Right.
It was like something deeper, and it was.
Now he really was someone who was able to mix the world of music and his faith. And it's not an obvious thing. Was there a moment where you were afraid you couldn't keep making music?
Well, right off the bat, I got introduced. I was very lucky to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Chabad rabbi, and someone told me a story that that he told people that whatever they were doing before they got introduced to their spiritual life, they have to keep going with it. And said that God didn't just make it for a reason. I play the blues. So he specifically told me, you have to keep going with this and put God into the blues.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? The blues is a very powerful tool. So
But are there, for instance, are there songs you won't play now?
Well, I want to sing something I can really get behind and believe it, I mean, obviously, Orthodox Jews, we don't have any problems with sex because we have a lot of children. But we don't have to speak about it to everybody, you know what I'm saying? There's some things you leave in the bedroom. But I do deal with love songs. A good love song is great, according to the Torah.
No matter what you believe.
Yeah, King Solomon has love songs, and we deal with love, and the Bible is very sexy.
But what sort of reactions are you getting? Are people able to connect to these, to both sides of what you bring to the stage?
Yeah, I mean, I always keep it very universal.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the blues. And any good music, in my opinion, can be something could be shared by everyone around the world.
Right.
You know, so I keep my messages that are universal, and I'm not preaching. I for sure don't want to be preaching.
Yeah.
I'm giving over my own struggles, my own way I deal with the world.
I see.
That's what the Hasidic teachings are teaching. Just be real. Try to figure out what you're doing.
Always good advice. No question about it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, when your decision to come to Israel, I'm curious about that, because musically, as much as I love Israel, it's not the biggest market in the world, especially not for blues.
Yeah. Well, I played with Rav Shlomo Karlebach 20 years ago at the height of my careers. I was recording for Atlantic Records. I had a showcase. And I was in the middle, and they told me to move to Manhattan. I come from Connecticut. I was living in Manhattan. Miraculously, someone hooked me up that I should play with him. I told him I only play the blues. I don't know Jewish music, even though I'm Jewish. They said, don't worry. So I met Shlomo. I said, I only play the blues. He says, don't worry. I only also play the blues. And he did. He played real soulful Jewish blues.
Yeah.
So after the concert, he says, wow. He says, no one ever played the blues to my music. This is what I need. He says, you got to come play with me in Israel. I said, are you nuts? Israel's war and deserts, you know, I'm not going there.
And
he says,
look
no.
where you are now.
Yeah. So he said, come. I said, I'll check it out. So he hooked me up with some friends, and I came and checked it out. What can I tell you? I fell in love with the people, and I fell in love with the place.
Yeah, and we're all very happy that you did. Now, you know, last year you released your first song in Hebrew. It was called My People. And there was some controversy surrounding that, because some of your musician friends weren't willing to take part in that. Can you understand that?
Yeah, I wanted to have a lot of different singers in the song. There's nothing religious about the song. It's called My People, and it's basically a song about I have had the opportunity, been blessed more than any other musician, I think, in the Jewish world. I play also for Hasidic neighborhoods and Hasidic music, and I play for kibbutznikim, totally secular, and all over the world. I'm just so proud of my people, and people misinterpret it. You have to understand, when I lock my door at night and I go to sleep with my wife in my bedroom, my kids in my house, it doesn't mean I don't like the neighbors.
Yeah.
It just means I have my own house, and a person to be a good father, a good parent, you have to first take care of your children and love your family. So it doesn't mean you don't love and respect the neighbors, and actually a good neighbor is someone who has a strong family. So I think in Israel, I'm seeing a lot today from the young people, and I would say more radical left is expressing its opinions through the universities and sometimes in the media. For me, where they're giving the wrong message that people are not proud anymore to say, I'm Israeli, I'm Jewish. They don't think there's anything good there. They're too much concerned what the world's going to say.
I guess they think it's more complicated than that, you know, that there are also other people to take
so that's what I preface it with. That you have to love the whole world.
Right.
And in Judaism, we're taught to learn from all the world. Yeah. But it doesn't mean to love the world and unite with the world. It doesn't mean I have to give up and not love who I am.
Of course.
And so there were some secular friends of mine who they were afraid that they'd be tagged as too Jewish for them.
Right. Speaking of the world of music, you live in Israel. You also play in the States.
Play all over the world.
Much of the time. Yeah. Is the music scene really a global scene nowadays?
Oh yeah, blues and I play blues and rock and roll, and it's very global. And you know, I was in Russia 2 times in last year. And now my record company looks like it's from Germany, be touring Europe, and I'm all over Canada, and we're going to Brazil soon. So, I mean, it's a music, the blues is very well loved around the world.
Yeah,
it's a language that people, and it's known. If you see B.B. King on the stage, he was my mentor. He goes, wherever he goes, he's making people happy. So people know Lazer's coming. We're coming to play the blues, and we're gonna make you happy.
That's great. So make us a little happy. What are you gonna play for us, Lazer?
I'm gonna play a multicultural blues for peace from the Middle East called Back Porch.
Back Porch. Lazer Lloyd, Back Porch. Here it is. Enjoy.
This is a multicultural blues for peace from the Middle East. Let's do it. world gone mad. It's so easy to be happy, so everybody said, yeah, to keep on running around the bend, yeah, to keep on running till the big dead end. But I'm sitting on the back porch, happy I'm serving the Lord. Well, I wake up in the morning, there's no time to think. Everybody chasing them imaginary thing. Yeah, to keep on running around the bend. Yeah, to keep on running till the big dead end. But I'm sitting on the back porch, happy I'm serving the Lord. Yes, I am. All right. Well, you can take my money, take my pride, take all them things. I just bury you alive and gonna keep on running around the bend and gonna keep on running till the big dead end. Now I'm sitting on the back porch, happy I'm serving the Lord. Oh yeah. Thank you.
And now author and cultural commentator Amalia Rosenblum is joining me in the studio. Hi, Amalia.
Hi, Oded.
And we're going to be talking about a new book with a wonderful title. First of all, it's called Catch the Jew.
Yeah, I thought you would like that,
I love
right?
it.
It's very catchy.
I think there needs to be a board game as well and a video game at some
For sure, and an app. It's on the way. Catch the Jew is a new book by author and multitasking personality Tovia Tenenbaum, and he writes in it about his travels through the Holy Land.
Right.
It's a very psychological and ideological journey, and he's going undercover and presenting himself as Toby the German.
Toby the German, another wonderful name.
Right? This guy is gold.
He's
right.
got it all. So what's he trying to get to?
So he's not trying to get not at any military secrets, but to extract opinions and agendas and worldviews, and really to capture some of the mythology and vision that people have about the Holy Land, rational as well as I think puts an emphasis on the irrational stuff that's going on.
That sounds interesting. So I want to hear what he found, but first tell me more about Toby.
So as I said, this guy, Toby Tovia Tenenbaum, was born actually in Israel, here in Bnei Brak, which is an Orthodox town, and he does many things. He's a writer, a playwright, a theater director, an essayist, a journalist, and he also has academic degrees. I mean, unless he made those up as well, but he has degrees in mathematics, in computer science, and literature. Yeah.
Quite the Renaissance man.
Quite a Renaissance man.
And this isn't his first book, I assume?
It's not. And, the previous one had a good title, too. It was called I Sleep in Hitler's Room. You love that guy.
I love that guy.
And
so anti-Semitism is his thing?
It's his, his critics say that he's obsessed with, finding underlying anti-Semitism, everywhere he looks, right? And that he's, that it makes no sense that just every political activist, both Palestinian or human rights activist that he met was like harboring some medieval anti-Semitic ideas.
But still, the reviews are pretty favorable.
People love him, and people have said that, to quote one, that he's the ultimate leftist and humanist who loves all people, is everything the left pretends to be, but is not.
Okay.
Toby the German, right? And Die Welt called it the finest book on the Middle East saga.
Wow, that's some serious words.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think people are attracted to the fresh spirit that he brings to those issues that we've been mulling for a long time.
Yeah, that does make sense. When something has been discussed over and over again, if someone's able to bring a fresh perspective, it's already worth something.
I think that's part of it, and whether it's a current day Mark Twain traveling through the Holy Land, or whether he's paranoid schizophrenic, that's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, so definitely sounds like an interesting read, and we should say it's going to come out in the U.S. on February 1st. Worth a read?
Yes.
Thank you, Amalia.
Thank you.
That's it from us for today. I hope you enjoyed our show. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with another edition of Culture. Till then, stay tuned for a news bulletin. You can also check out our website, i24news.tv, and look us up on Facebook and Twitter. Write to us. Let us know how much you enjoyed our show. And I'll see you all again tomorrow.